Hello students, welcome back to the class. As in the previous class, we have started with a new lesson, winds, storms and a cyclone. So before going to start the lesson, I will ask the question, how was your test? I hope it was easy, right? So there were no tricky questions. I have given you the direct questions and the exercise question itself. So I hope you all done it very good. Okay, right. So move on to the next concept, that is winds, storms and cyclones. In the previous class, we have discussed the introduction part and some activities relating to winds, storms and cyclones. So the basic question is what is a wind? So what is called a wind? As I told, wind is nothing but the moving air is called it as a wind. You know that whenever the air is moving, we say it as a wind. Okay, there are some characteristics, or we can call there are some properties are there for the wind. So what are those? The first one and the foremost is the air has no particular shape. You know that, right? So this air doesn't have any particular shape and it does not have any particular color. So these are some properties for a air. So basically it is moving from one place to another place, or if we in generally call it as it is moving from a lower pressure region to a higher pressure region. Okay, you will understand this concept later, but the moving air is called as a wind. So there are some activities we have done in the previous class. So for that we have firstly considered the lid can. So when you consider the lid can, put some hot water in the lid can. When you close the tap, it will have a hotness inside the air bottle. Can. When you remove the hot water and when you leave it, that can in a cold water, it will be compressed, right? So this lid can will be compressed. Why this happens? Because when the wind speed is high, there is a air pressure is decreases inside the can, so that the bottle is compressed. So another one is what? Paper bottle. Okay, consider the small piece of a paper and put that in front of the water bottle. When you blew the air inside the blew the air to move the paper ball to move the inside the water bottle, does it move? Obviously, it will not move inside the water bottle. Why? Because the air from our mouth has a high speed and the air pressure inside the bottle is low. Okay, it means what? The wind speed is high, then the air pressure will be low. So that's why the air pressure inside the water bottle does not allow the paper ball to move inside the water bottle. Okay, so the main thing is when there is a high wind speed, then there is a decreased air pressure. Okay, remember that these are inversely each other. When it is more, then air pressure will be less. Based on this concept only, we have these two activities. Okay, for flying of the kite and blowing of the bicycles, means blowing of the air to a tube of the bicycles. It is all because of the wind speed as well as the air pressure that acting on both the bodies. Okay, so the another activity is given that consider two balloons. Okay, put the air inside both the balloons, and when you tie those, okay, we'll show you. Take the two balloons like this and tie them for one stick, and when you blew the air from the middle, okay, when you blew the air from the middle, what happens? Here in this case what happens? These balloons will not move forward, means they will not move outer, but they will move inside. Why? Because here the wind speed is high and the air pressure between these two balloons will be reduced. That's why these balloons will not move for outers. It will move inner to the air pressure. Okay, so this is another activity. So in your textbook they have given the another activity, so that from that you can understand the when there is a wind speed is high, then there must be a very high then there must be a less air pressure, means the air pressure has been decreased when there is a high wind speed. So there is another activity, as I told. Consider the paper strip in your hand, means long strips. Okay, like this. Consider a paper strip, and when there is no inside the air strip, it will be like falling on the falling towards the earth surface. But when you blow the air to these paper strips, what will happen? Does it flew downwards? No. Obviously, it will move like this way. Means when there is a air getting inside the water, air getting inside this paper strip, then there must be air inside this paper strip will be less, and the pressure will be more here. That's why this, when the blowing air is less, then there is a strip is moving above. Okay, so from this say that maybe wind speed is a high or low, this air pressure is also varies. Okay, if this is wind speed is a high, then the air pressure will be less. The example for this is a lid can, and then we have a water. Another example, right? So for the low wind speed, okay. If the low wind speed, for that we may consider the two balloons. When we consider two balloons, the wind speed between both the balloons will be less. That's why the air pressure between the two balloons will be more. Okay, so in this case we can say that the wind speed is reduced and the air pressure will be more. Okay, so these are, from these activities we say that these two quantities, wind speed and air pressure, both are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so in the paper strip experiment also we can say that the wind speed is low, hence the air pressure will be high, and that's why this paper strip is moving upwards. Okay, so the main concept behind this is wind speed and air pressure. So how this wind speed is produced? Okay, not wind speed. How this is? How these winds are produced? How the cyclones are produced? So we are going to discuss it. So as I told, wind is nothing but the moving air. So from where to where the wind is moving? As I told, the air is moving from the where the region of a high, where the air pressure is a high, from that place to the air pressure where it is a low. Okay, so in generally it is moving from a higher pressure higher pressure region to a lower air pressure region. Okay, please remember that higher air pressure region to a lower air pressure region, the wind is moving. Does this air pressure or the wind depends upon the temperature? It means this air depends upon the hotness and coldness of the environment or our surrounding. Okay, I will tell that. Before that, thus air pressure means when the air pressure difference in the temperature is more, means the temperature difference is more, then the movement of the air will be more, means the wind speed is also greater here. Okay, so what is that? When air pressure difference, when the temperature difference is greater, then the air moves will be faster. Okay, so I will explain this by considering the activity. What is that? It is mainly depend upon the air will expands on a heating. How does air expands on a heating? Okay, so we may ask that this in our surrounding, the hotness of the body, hotness and the coldness are present, right? How these are depending upon the air. Okay, for this we have this activity. For that you have to consider the tube. Boiling tube means here it is it is a boiling tube, and consider two beakers. One is filled with the hot water and another with the ice cold water. So what happens to these boiling tube. Okay, so tie the small balloon to a boiling tube with the strips, okay, or some patch. Tie it very tightly. Okay, when there is when boiling tube is kept it in a beaker, it will be like a somewhat it is as it is. There is no changes in the balloon. It will be like a leave it is. Okay, it means it remains the same. There is no much change in the this balloon. Okay, when you put this boiling tube in a hot water containing beaker, what happens? These balloons will expand here. Okay, so means what happens? The hotness from this hot water will move to the boiling tube and it will reaches to a balloon, and this will be expands here. And when you leave that boiling tube for means when you cool down that balloon boiling tube to a room temperature, it will be loses its hotness. And when you keep that boiling tube in a cold water beaker, what happens to this beaker? What happens to this balloon? It will be compressed. Means the air inside this balloon will all moves away and it will be compressed here. So what you can conclude from this activity? You may say that this air will expands on the heating, because here as I told, the hotness from this water will started to move inside this boiling tube. That's why the air pressure inside these balloons will be expands for the balloon to expand. But when you leave that for a ice cold water, when you keep the boiling tube inside this cold water balloon cold water beaker, the air inside this will there is no any air inside this boiling tube. That's why it will be compressed. Okay, so this is what the activity tells, that air will expand on a heating. So there you may observe that some of the air in our surrounding will be hotter and some will be colder. In summer season we can feel the hotter air, right, because of more hotness during the summer season, hence we feel the hotter air. Same as that in winter season we are feeling a cold air, right, because of there is no hotness present in our environment. There is a less temperature, hence the air will be cold here. So from this activity we say that air will be expands on a heating. So we have another activity I will tell you. So the another most in your textbooks they have given you the another most interesting activity. For that you consider the two paper bags, okay, lightweight paper bags, and keep them thread for a stick like this. For that we have considered the two balloons, okay. So this is what the stick and tie the two bags here, okay, lightweight two bags here, and make the paper bag mouth to a downwards, okay. So here I am consider the two paper bags of a same size and having a mouth facing towards the downwards. Okay, so when you blew the hotness means okay, give the hotness to this balloon, bag. Okay, put the candle downwards. Put the candle downwards to a bag. So what happens to this bag? It means for this bag A will starts to move. Means the bag, the A bag will rises up and B bag will be comes down. Why? Because this is because the hotness from this candle will makes this bag to move or to rises up. It means we say that the air pressure is created, means the air pressure from this candle will blow the paper bag to move upwards, and this bag there is no hotness and it will move downwards. So we can say that the bag A will expands. Why? Because the air pressure or the it getting a heat from the candle. So we may say that air will expand on a heating. Okay, or we can say that the bag. Okay, so the warmer air warmer air has a light weight, and colder warm has a more weight. Okay, so you may observe that air balloons, okay, they are like this type. Here it is make a place for sitting or standing, and from this they will be put the balloons here, and there is what flame is burning here. So we say that when the fire is or the flame is burning inside the balloon, it will rises up, means this balloon will start to move upwards because it has a lighter air. Okay, so we say that warmer air has a light in weight and the cold air has a more weight. So whatever the objects which occupies a space and a light weight, that we say that it has a air pressure. Okay, lesser air pressure. So you may observe the air balloons, and some of the air balloons you are going to use in a Diwalis or in a festival. So that the candle is placed at the bottom, and there is a big plastic bag is placed here. When you on this candle, this bag or the whatever the air bag will be start to move upwards. This is because of a air pressure, and the air expands on a heating. Okay, so these are the activities will tell you that the air will expand on a heating, and a warmer air has a lightweight, and colder air. Okay, colder air has a more weight. Okay, so this is all about the activities based on the winds and the air pressure expands, and how the air pressure acting upon the winds. Okay students, in the next class I will start with how the winds are produced and the current winds generated. Okay, that we will discuss. Okay, tomorrow is a Children's Day. So advance I wish all of you a very happy Children's Day. Children's, be successful in your future. Happy Children's Day again. Thank you.